matter? Well, I'll circle back to this later on in the video, but trust me when I say it's a game changer. Now, let's talk about the 5% cashback. Whether you are a foodie hitting up restaurants, a commuter filling up at the gas station, or your homeboy is just stocking up the grocery stores, well, this card has you covered. All right. The best part is you don't have to choose your category. The card automatically applies the 5% to wherever you spend the most and up to like $500 each billing cycle, which is amazing, to be honest. Pretty fair, I would say. But here's a pro tip. Some savvy users dedicate this card to one specific category. For example, I've been using it exclusively for gas for the past couple of years. It's like having a permanent 5% discount at the pump, which is flexible for me. So the flexibility of this card is what makes it shine, all right? Whether you're building a travel point strategy or focusing on cashbacks, the Citi Custom Cash fits seamlessly into your financial toolkit. The second one is the Travel Guru, talking about the Capital One Venture X. Now let's shift gear and talk about a card that's been making waves in the travel world. Let me tell you, this card is defining the game. So first off, let's address the elephant in the room, all right? The $395 annual fee, all right? Before you click away, hear me out. This card pays for itself, literally. Here's how. $300 annual travel credit for booking through Capital One Travel, all right? The second one is 10,000 bonus miles on your account anniversary worth at least $100. Do the math and you will already see that you are $5 ahead, but we're just getting started, all right? The sign-up bonus is where things get really exciting. We're talking 75,000 miles after spending $4,000 in the first 3 months, at a minimum of $750 in the travel value. But if you play your cards right, no pun intended, you could potentially double or even triple that value if you play your cards right. Now let's talk about earning rates. 10 times miles on hotels and rental cars booked through the Capital One Travel. 5 times miles on travel booked through also the Capital One Travel. And 2 times miles on everything else. I know you're thinking, another travel portal, but here's the thing. Capital One's travel portal is actually good. They offer price matchings, price drop protection, and even price alerts. It's like having a personal travel agent in your pockets, all right? Like literally. But the benefit don't stop there. You're also getting airport lounge access, including Capital One lounges, priority pass, and more. You're also getting the global entry or TSA pre-check credits, no foreign transaction fees, primary auto and rental coverage. So these are values that you will get from this card. So the Venture X isn't just a credit card, it's your ticket to a whole new world of travel. Speaking of tickets to a whole new world, I'm building a hub for small YouTubers and personalities who wants to scale up their personal finances, where you get to ask questions and mingle with like minds. If that's you, I'm going to leave a pinned comment in the comment section below. I want this to be a space for everyone to make a comment and subscribe to each other. And now, let's get back to the video. The next one is the Cashback King. I'm talking about Capital One Savor One. Now, if you are not quite ready for premium travel card or you just prefer cold hard cashbacks, let me introduce you to the Capital One Savor One. This card has no annual fee and is packed with serious punch. All right, let me break it down. It gives 3% cashbacks on dining, entertainment, popular streaming services, and grocery stores. All right, it also gives 5% back on hotels and rental cars, booked through Capital One Travel, of course, and it gives no foreign transaction fee. That's rare for a no account fee card. But here's where it really gets interesting. If you pair the Savor One with the Capital One miles earning card like the Venture X, you can convert your cash back to miles. Suddenly, that 3% cashbacks becomes 3 times miles, potentially worth even more when transferred to a travel partners. And let's not forget the sign-up bonus, all right? $200 cashbacks after spending $500 in the first 3 months. That's a 40% return on your spending, and it's really, really huge. But wait, there is more. Capital One occasionally runs promotions that makes this card even more valuable. For example, until February 14, 2025, you can earn 10% back on Uber rides and Uber Eats. So the Savor One is proof that you don't need to pay an annual fee to get serious rewards. Reward comes when it comes. when you're with the right card. And I really love SavoOne for this. The next one is the Underdog. I'm talking about the Citi Premier. All right, right now we have a card that I think is seriously underrated. I'm talking about the Citi Premier. So this card recently got a makeover and it comes out swinging. All right, let's start with the sign-up bonus of 75,000 Citi thank you points. All right, after spending $4,000 in the first 3 months. That's a lot of value for a card with a modest $95 annual fee. But where the Premier really shines is its earning structure. It gives 3 times points on air travels and hotel, restaurants, supermarkets, and gas stations. All right, it gives 1 time points on everything else. That's a lot of triple points categories. And remember those thank you points we talked about earlier for the custom cash? Well, if you have both cards, you can pool your points for even more value. The Premier also comes with some nice perks. I'm talking about $100 annual hotel saving benefits, no foreign transaction fees, transfer partners for potential higher value redemption. So while it may not have all the bells and whistles for some premium cards, the Citi Premium offer incredible value for its annual fee of $95 per year. So the next one is the rental's best friend. I'm talking about the Bilt MasterCard. Now, here is a card that is truly innovative. I'm talking about, if you're a renter, listen up because this card is about to change your life, all right? The Bilt MasterCard lets you earn points on your rent payments without any fees. Yes, you heard that right. No fee at all. Here's how it works. You give 1-time points per dollar on rent payments, all right, up to 100,000 points per year. It gives 2 times points on travel, 3 times points on dining. But it gets better. On the first day of every month, Bilt runs a promotion called Rent Day, where you earn double points on everything except rent, all right? That means 6 times on dining, 4 times on travel, and 2 times on everything else. Now, you might be thinking, what's the cash? Well, you do need to make at least 5 transactions per statement period to keep your points. But paying rent counts as one of those transactions, so it's not hard to hit that threshold at all. So the real magic of Bilt card is in its transfer partners. We are talking some of the best in the business, including Hyatt. All right, this means your rent payments could literally turn into free hotel stays for you. For renters, the Bilt MasterCard is a no-brainer. It's turning what's typically just an expense into a reward earning opportunity. The next one is the Chase Freedom Flex. They call it the flexible friend. All right. Next up, we have a card that I think everyone should have in their wallet. This no annual fee card is all about flexibility, and here's why. It gives 5% cash backs on rotating quarterly categories up to $1,500 in purchases, 5% back on travel booked through Chase Ultimate Reward, and 3% back on dining and drug stores. 1% back on everything else. So those rotating categories are where things get interesting. We're talking things like grocery stores, gas station, Amazon, PayPal, high spend areas where the 5% back can really add up. But here's the kicker. The cash back is actually earned as Chase Ultimate Reward points, all right? Why does this even matter? Well, if you pair the Freedom Flex with a premium Chase card like the Sapphire, Fed, or Reserve, you can unlock even more value by transferring these points to travel partners. The Freedom Flex also comes with some surprisingly robust benefits for a no annual fee card. I'm talking about cell phone protection, trip cancellation or interruption insurance, extended warranty protection. If you're looking for a flexible reward card that can adapt to your spending habits, the Chase Freedom Flex should be at the top of the list. So I mentioned at the beginning of this video that I will be giving 3 other bonus cards at the end. So the first one is the American Express Blue Cash Everyday. All right, this is great for US supermarkets, online retails, and gas station. The second one is Chase Sapphire Preferred. This is a solid mid-tier travel card with great transfer partner. The third one is Chase Freedom Unlimited. All right, this is a good catch-all card, earning 1.5 times points on non-bonus spend. The key to maximizing your reward isn't just about having the right cards, all right? It's about using them strategically. So think about your spending habits, your financial goals, and your lifestyle. Do you travel frequently? Are you a big online shopper? Do you eat out a lot? Your answer to these questions should guide your credit card choices. And here is one last pro tip. Don't be afraid to reassess your credit card strategy regularly. as your life changes, your ideal credit card lineup might change as well. That's all for today, folks. I hope this guide helped you navigate the complex world of